They did not know that the best thing that you can give a Taurus is time to think, time to sit with themselves, time to connect with God, source, their ancestors, their spirit guides, and get clear on their purpose. Okay, get clear on their path, get clear on their intentions, get clear on where they're being called to go. All right, many are called, but few are chosen. That's what I'm channeling right now. Taurus, whoever you are, all right, you could be a Taurus, you don't have to be a Taurus, but this is definitely a message for the second house, the house of value. Those of you that have been patiently waiting for divine timing, those of you that have been exalted in some particular way, Spirit is giving you the green light. Okay, in regards to a path, in regards to a clear path, a straight shot, something is being opened for you. Retrograde energy is clearing up. You're going to have a clear shot, a clear line of communication, a clear destination, your north node, that star. Yeah, we have strategy here. Something that was intended to be a setback for you, or something that was intended to hold you back and keep you lost, confused, in a daze. It does not pertain to you, whoever you are. All right. Your spiritual team wants you to know that they did not forsake you. They want you to know that they didn't abandon you, that they didn't leave you. All right. To figure things out on your own. All right, what you need to know, Taurus, with the healing light and Venusian energy, romance, soulmates, empathy. What Spirit needs you to know is that they actually wanted you to see just how special you are. They wanted you to be able to see for yourself just how tapped in you are. They wanted you to be able to see how far you have come on this journey of self-love, okay, self-growth, self-development. All right, so this is definitely like a transit, something to do with the transits. I don't know what's going on with the astrology and everything like that specifically, but if you've been feeling the shifts, planetary shifts, out of all the fixed signs, Taurus, you have been embracing change unlike any of the fixed zodiacs. You have been pushing yourself towards growth. You've been trusting the universe. You've been trusting your spiritual nudges. And out of all the fixed energies, the verdict came back that you're actually the least resistant. Okay, which is shocking. Okay, or it's going to be very shocking because it goes against some type of stereotypical expectation of Taurus energy. They expect you to be rigid. They expect you to be stubborn. They expect you to be someone that struggles with change, struggles with growth. And they were betting on whoever they are. All right. They were betting on that being your hang up. They were betting on you feeling like you're sick and tired of always being rejected. You're sick and tired of getting the short end of the stick. You're sick and tired of being in situations that are not ideal. Okay, because what this is telling me is that whatever you've gone through, the changes, fixed energy has had it the hardest. But Taurus, you went into these cycles, you went into these transformations, and it was like back to back to back to back to back. All right, if you guys have ever listened to any of the Love Nest messages, you can go back and see just how many barriers of cognitive dissonance, how many barriers of rigidity, how many barriers of fear Taurus has overcame. Okay, I'm honored to be able to tap into this energy. I'm honored to be able to see the growth and the prosperity that is sure to follow all of the sacrifices that you guys have made. Look at that. We have milestones. You're no longer riddled with lack. Okay, crabs in a barrel type mentality. That's no longer your story. The story of being struggle love, struggle situations, struggle circumstances, not being able to have your breakthrough, feeling like there's a cap or there is a ceiling on goals that you may have. That's not your future. Okay, it may have been your past, but all of those things were necessary. All right, so sometimes God, source, the universe will place you in a position so that you can get a first person point of view. That's what they're telling me. That's what I'm channeling. They wanted you to get a first person point of view rather than always receiving a third person point of view. So I don't know what recently happened or the events that have been playing out recently. It could be, the effects of the eclipse. It could be a lot of different things coming up, whether it be past energy, past memories, childhood, inner child situations, whatever it is. It's like these specific events that are playing out right now is meant for you. Okay? Whoever you are, it was always meant for you. All right? You know how they say the loudest person in the room is always the weakest person in the room? All right? I'm hearing goldfish. All right? Goldfish, motherfucker. So while this transition was happening, all right, a lot was unfolding for you, Taurus. All right. So those of you that chose to be still during these transits, those of you that chose to really sit with your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, to allow them to come up, to not be afraid of them, to look it in the mirror. Okay. Look that person in the mirror. Look that inner child in the mirror. That you chose to go intro mode. Something about introspection, intro mode. Dang. These series of events may have appeared to the outside world. It may have appeared externally that you were going through a series of unfortunate events. But while you were being still, you were receiving downloads. I'm hearing been complete. Okay, so these downloads been done. These activations been complete. And now your destination is in full effect. That's what I'm tapped into. So this is going to be monumental for you, Taurus. This is going to be extremely, I feel like to the outside external world, it may have appeared that God was humbling you. It may have appeared that God was sitting you down, but you can't humble somebody that's already humble. Okay, hashtag move forever. Okay, that's your move forever. You can't humble somebody that's already humble. You can't humble somebody that's God ordained. What is that's too many cards, Spirit. We're gonna put something back. Something to do with responsibilities, lessons. Those lessons are blessings. Whatever you've went through, it's what shaped you, it's what helped mold you and craft you and forge you into the person that you are today. You wouldn't be resilient if you didn't go through the things that you went through. All right. You wouldn't have the perspective if you weren't willing to be uncomfortable. All right. If you weren't willing to be uncomfortable and be real with yourself and be honest with yourself, you really focused on organizing yourself. I'm seeing like reorganizing. A lot of you guys were guided to rearrange furniture, rearrange your personal life, come up with different schedules. All right. We won't even tap into whatever downloads that Spirit gave you and all those different things, because that is for you and only you. All right. But what they want you to know is that the hard part is over, baby. So if y'all are new, welcome to our Love Nest, where we practice self-love, self-growth, and overall spiritual expansion and development. This is about empowering you, knowing that you have all the tools and resources that inside of you already to help you break karmic cycles, to help you break generational curses, to help you transition from things that no longer serve you into things that are intended to benefit you. Okay. So let's see. All right, Spirit, channel messages for Taurus. Okay. Let's get into these cards and see what your spiritual team wants you to know, what they need you to know, Taurus. Like always, when I feel guided to channel messages for Taurus, I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to do it. All right, this card is not supposed to be in here, but this is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So a lot of you guys, like I said, it feels like changes in your job, changes in your career, something to do with, I heard scratch that. All right. I think there's a show called Scratch That. Something about that may be significant. I feel like you're doing something from scratch, or you will be doing something from scratch. And then we have sunlight. She got all this body yada yada. Okay, something to do with you being in the spotlight. All right, something about your spotlight. You're meant to be in the spotlight. You're about to go through. Ooh, something's about to take off for you. Okay. If you're in a position or you're in some type of career field, and you know someone in a particular career field, maybe they there's like something to do with an industry, and in this industry you've dealt with a lot of situations where those people chasing trends. Okay, maybe there are other artists, maybe there are other people in your industries, in your markets, in your fields, whatever talent that you have, let's just put it like that. There's a difference between following something that you feel spiritually guided to do, listening to your heart, versus trying to get rich quick, trying to push certain agendas. There's always a catch to something. All right. And I feel like in your industries, like I said, though it may have appeared as if you weren't receiving favor from God, or you weren't receiving some type of support, recognition, and God source turned its back on you. That's the furthest from the truth. All right. With spotlight here, with sunlight here. I'm seeing that there's an energy of getting complacent and getting comfortable in a status or a position of authority, and then that being ripped away from someone. All right. So if you know that you're a Taurus and you let your heart guide you, you don't have to compromise your integrity. You don't have to compromise the things that you feel spiritually guided to do for yourself. Like, you are genuinely in love. If you know that you are genuinely in love with your path, and it doesn't matter if you have, you know, 1 follower or 1,000 followers or 1,000,000 followers, none of those things matter to you. You are someone that I'm tapped into, that wakes up every single day with the intention to do what you love. And you're about to see roles be reversed. You're about to see different things, like a lot of things are falling down. Okay. And it's like overnight success, unaware, being completely unaware of something and how it's going to play out. But you're about to be basking in the sun. Okay, that's what I see here. And nothing is going to be able to stop you, because you have the stamina of source. You have the essence inside of you. All right. So spirit recently gave you some type of confirmation that you needed to see. Like, no, the best thing that you can give Taurus, like I said in the very beginning, I heard that loud and clear, is time and space to sit with themselves. And they will be in that stillness. They will determine who they love. And I'm picking up on a Taurus that has chose to love themselves. Okay. No matter what. Even if you aspire to help people, like you aspire to go for, this is telling me that even if you aspire to go in the direction of your purpose, if at any given time, whatever purpose that you have, whatever path that you're on doesn't align with your soul, you will scratch that shit quickly. And that was a test. You were spiritually tested to see, are you going to do things based off of likability? Are you going to do things based off of popularity, based off trends, based off other people's expectations? Or are you going to listen to what God has called you to do? Are you going to listen to your source, your Christ consciousness, your heart chakra? And are you going to honor that with integrity? And the verdict came back that you will. So you passed the test. So if you walked away from a job and that job, they weren't following a mission, or they weren't supporting a particular type of calling that you have, you didn't take it personal. You just scratched that, whatever that is. You resign. I'm seeing someone that has resigned. I'm seeing someone that is going in a completely different direction. And it's like they have this seed. I told you have this seed. You have this download. There's been an imprint on your heart. And now this idea, this ability, this gift, whatever it is that's precious, that's in your heart, that's already blooming, that's already growing, that is going to be the seed that prepares your entire future. And I feel like I'm tapped into someone that it's not even about the success for you. It's not even about the destination for you. It's about how good you feel in your body, how good you feel every day. This is a space of gratitude. This is a space of being present. All right. I love to see this for you, Taurus. It speaks volumes on how big your heart truly is. All right. And like you needed to have that time to be with yourself. You needed to have that time to feel your own heart, to feel what it feels like to bask in your own energy. And you're going to have more days like that is what I'm hearing. Oh, I'm hearing temptations. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Is there anybody in the house tonight? Stand up. All right. I'm hearing a lot of screams, a lot of celebration. So like your spiritual team, all right, this may be channeling like a future event or something like that, but it feels like, yes, it feels like a point of perspective here. Like you're being spiritually cheered on. There is a celebration. You're about to celebrate a major milestone. Wow. We have 34-49. Okay, the next 12 years of your life is already predestined. Okay. You left behind fate and being on a wheel of the same experiences over and over and over again, whether you want to experience or not. You left that behind and you said, I'm going to be intentional with my word. I'm going to be intentional with my emotions. I'm going to be intentional with my thoughts. And I'm going to channel all of that, all of those vibes, all of that good energy in the course towards a direction that's for my highest and greatest good. And that affirmative action, the universe is backing you up tenfold. Like, this is amazing. I cannot make this stuff up. This is the energy that I've been waiting to see for you guys. Y'all don't even understand. I'm hearing, like when a door is open, but it's like cracked, but it needs a little oil. All right. So I'm now picking up on Wizard of Oz. You need a little oil. You were like the Tin Man. You needed a little bit of anointing oil. You need a little bit of that anointing. Yes, you need a little bit of that oil trickling down in those little crevices so you can get back to you, so you can get back to yourself, right? I heard finesse 2 of them. I don't know what that's about. I just be channeling y'all, okay? So this season of uncertainty is a wrap. Scratch that. This season, the season of distrust, being guarded, scratch that. You free. You are free. And look how she just flipping her hair in the wind, okay? Male or female, doesn't matter. This is the same energy, all right? And I told you I was hearing it. And it's like the card came out. Intentions, divine. This is what the divine has always intended for you, has always seen for you. But in order to receive this, they had to stretch your damn perception. You can't perceive more than you can handle, right? You can't receive more than you can handle. Otherwise, you'll be just like everybody else that fumbles the opportunity. You'll be just like everybody else that lose themselves in the process of chasing something. So rather than chase anything, you chose to be still. You about to be handsomely and gorgeously rewarded. Whatever God has placed in your heart, whatever the universe has placed in your heart, man, it's going to be abundant. It's going to be abundant. I don't know what idea you sitting on right now. I don't know what creative inspiration you have right now. I don't know what you feeling on the inside, but I am just here to confirm for you that it's golden. It's like a golden egg. Okay, living my life like it's golden. You're gonna be living your life like it's golden. All right. The spirit of God is about to just move through you. The spirit of source is about to move through, and you're gonna grace the world with your presence. I'm hearing world renowned. Okay, you're about to be known for something. Let's get a journey card because I just feel guided to do that. I love to see the Three of Pentacles in reverse because I can already see what you gave up. You gave up a lot. The Three of Pentacles is a space of recognition. It's a space of being excited. You had a lot to be excited for. Right? You had a lot to be excited for. Whatever it was, whatever recognition on any level, whether you were getting raise after raise after raise at your job and they wanted you to be the boss, the CEO, they was ready to give you everything. But it was like, I'm hearing scratch that. You could be an artist, a sculptor, a painter, a writer, a designer. This is telling me the Three of Pentacles that you took time to invest in, whether it was degrees, you took time to really chisel something out and be very diligent about how you do it. And you did love whatever you were doing. Yeah, this was a test. It's like you were being tested by the universe. If I give you everything and you feel as if that's a lot, I'm going to, that's the devil's advocate that I'm seeing here. All right, well, let me introduce this idea. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do in order to keep what you have? What are you willing to sacrifice? If anything that's brought towards you goes against who you truly are, would you change who you are to go and be like everybody else? All right. Are you capable of sitting in the room with people of different walks of life, of different realities, of different intentions, and still hold firm in who you are in the midst of everybody else? Are you capable of being that solid? If you're going to be stubborn with that. If you're going to be rigid on that. Don't waver who you are. And when Spirit is saying who you are, it's who you are at your core, who you are at your soul level. Even if you love something, if it becomes unhealthy for you, would you let it go? That is a test in itself. Right? And it could have been something good for you. But if going to that job every day was having a negative effect on your ability to feel at ease and calm and self-assured and reassured on a day-to-day basis, is it worth walking away from? And so when that was brought to you as a pivotal question, as a pivotal realization, as an epiphany in your life, whether it's a relationship, person, place, or thing, would you fight tooth and nail with the universe to keep that 3 of Pentacles that you have? Or would you bet on yourself? Would you bet on your relationship with God? Would you bet on your relationship that you have towards your future? Would you keep yourself in alignment with your purest intention? So this was preparation for something center stage that you're about to really walk through. You're about to walk through. I'm telling you, this is going to be like a complete, it's not like a completion. It's like a new chapter, a new dawn, a new day. And you're going to feel extremely free to talk how you want to talk, be how you want to be. You know, like you left, so you was like, I can't. You cannot be boxed in. You cannot be boxed in. You learned these lessons already in regards to boundaries. Respectfully, I love you, but I will cut you off with the quickness. And so now you're about to go through, your heart is being reignited. Courage. This, when I see strength, this is telling me that you were on a journey to figure out your source of love, right? The way I see Christ consciousness, the way I see God from my own interpretation, right? I see Christ consciousness as the heart chakra. Okay. It's the portal into all, it's the gateway. You want to get to the higher realms, you got to go through God. You got to see that metaverse. You have to be willing to have a seat. And it's going to be a lot that you see. It's going to be a lot that you're made aware of in this position. And if you can handle what you see, what you know to be true from the other side, when you come outside of that matrix, in a lot of ways, it's going to be painful and it's going to be glorious all at the same time, because the journey of self-love is similar to the journey of truth, right? On that journey of seeking the truth, right? A lot of the times we start off our journey of seeking the truth by seeking out confirmation and clarity external to us, right? And then at some point on your journey, I see here that after God sent you all the way around the world, different walks of life, different religions, you got to witness multiple different versions of reality, perspectives. Okay. You became more cultured. Okay. In multiple different cultures. Maybe you speak different languages. Maybe now you know every religion there is. Maybe you have a plethora of understanding, right? Understanding of why humanity does what they do, X, Y, and Z. And now this journey that you're completing right now is your understanding, right? And understanding is something that never ends. It's something that's continuous. But when the fire resides inside of you, sometimes it will dim, but you have to know how to reignite it. That's the manifester, that's the magician, right? I am aware that this fire burns inside of me. I am aware that the truth that I seek is inside of me. All right. It's like the lion off of Wizard of Oz when he went on the journey he wanted to find his heart. All right. Just for the charlatan to tell him, I don't have the answers for you. I may have made it appear like I have the answers for you. I may have had a reputation, right? The sunlight, the spotlight. I may have a reputation that I have all the answers. I may look like I know it all, but the truth of the matter is, that's all they had. And he was so tired of wearing his mask to the point where he was waiting for Dorothy. He was waiting for that person to come along and call him out. And so I feel like you met a wall. You met a wall, you met a limit, you met someone that was riddled, okay? Riddled with multiple things that they've had to do along their journey to confront, to survive, okay? Because I genuinely feel like in the Wizard of Oz, in a lot of ways, he was trying to keep people at bay, keep people out, and keeping up the charades and things like that, is so he wouldn't be dismantled. Okay. But he always wanted someone to come and to pull that curtain. He always wanted it to come. No different than in Willy Wonka. Okay. So even the charlatan was aware of the prophecy. Even Willy Wonka was aware of Charlie. There's always going to be that third resurrection, that perception that will break the mold. Okay, you're the ignition. Okay, you start shit. And for a long time, Taurus, y'all always be saying, don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. Don't make me have to see red. But all along, it was about you being able to see red. And the only reason why you have to see red is because you got to walk these shoes, right? Dorothy had red shoes, did she not? Okay. And even though I'm saying he, she, and all these different things like that, I'm speaking from a perspective of the youth, the creativity, right? Feminine energy represents the spark of creation, the chaos, and then the beauty that comes from all that chaos. And that's what fire is. It's chaos. It's raw chaos. Higher self. I'm done. Something's about to be effortless for you now. Effortless for you now. Okay? Because you just going to bring it down. Okay? You actually, what you're doing is you're alchemizing it, right? In Reiki, they teach you that energy, there it's always moving in every direction. So if it's not just like one direction. It's like a Merkaba. It's something that's moving in all directions, right? It's like that, the star, the Metatron's cube, whatever you call it. It's the same concept of you transcending the flesh and becoming one with the soul, becoming one with your Ori, your higher self. And that's how you move freely. So I'm tapped into a collective that's about to move freely, have full range mobility of your wings. You will fly forwards, backwards, like you earning your wings. You gonna fly all around the world with this intuition. You finna light up the dark. You hear what I'm saying? That's your purpose, is to light up the dark. For those that struggle, but it's in your actions, it's in your intentions. It's something that you got to experience. All right. So whatever it is that you do, your talents, your gifts, whatever God placed inside of you, whatever seed God placed in you, it's going to be an experience to witness. I'm honored. And I feel like a lot of you have been having more dreams lately. Things may feel extremely prophetic during this time. Things may really feel as if, like, I don't know what it is, but I feel a shaking. I feel a rumbling. All right, you're about to be speaking in tongues and doing all types of different things. I'm seeing it. I am. You just finna... And for some of you, it's not going to be in tongues. Light languages out here. You finna be speaking a whole nother language. Hell, you may even invent the next language. I don't know. But this is the season that I have been waiting to experience. Because I, you know how you see it coming and it's like, oh, it's right there. It's about to come. It's about to come. And it's like, oh, don't be scared, right? So I feel like you're finally sliding down that slide. You're finally hitting that button and saying, I'm on the roller coaster. I'm on this ride. I'm not giving up. And you're no longer, you know you don't need protection anymore. Okay? This is deep. Look at this celebration. You about to be celebrating. I'm here. I put that on my mama. You finna be celebrating. This is the Ace of Cups. Oh my God. You have an Ace of Cups here. Look at the heart in this right here. She's holding it. All right. pinky up. You about to be drunk in love, okay? And a lot of you, like I said, drunken love is not always, it's not, things are interpreted in more than one different way. But what I see here, when I hear drunken love, what I'm seeing here is enchantment. Okay? It's enchantment. That's like, enchantment is also when three of your friends get together, and let's say y'all like talking about the Bible, y'all like talking about the word, and y'all are just, for hours and hours, you're drinking and you're feasting on the word of God, and you feel like you didn't even know you were sleepy. You didn't even realize you never ate all day. You get what I'm saying? That's the feeling of being drunk in love that I'm seeing here. That's the enchantment, when you can be caught up in the rapture of whatever is calling to your heart. All right? You will not experience the fleshly concerns in a particular type of way. It's like you have an outer body experience, and that's what I'm seeing for you. You finna be all night pulling all nighters, and you finna be like, that's it, and then you're gonna take that and you're gonna create something with it, transcend it. Wow, I told you received a vision. I told you. And you this may be a song, a poem, communication. Oh my God. What is this? Y'all, we have crystal technology. Something about the alpha or Gen A or something like that. We have silicone. Crystal technology. I'm telling you, you reached into the clouds, had a vision, you had a baby. You, the sun and the moon got together, had a baby, and from the clouds, you're retrieving that technology. You're retrieving that clarity, and you're about to nurture this baby. You're about to nurture this idea. You're about to nurture this inspiration, and it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. I'm telling you, you are being divinely guided. Yea, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you fear no evil. Okay, because you have that staff inside of you. That rod, that wand was inside of you. You got the wand and the ace of cups. Come on now. I'm hearing bone crusher. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. So I just want to let you know as well, you're going to sense and see that when you are this enchanted and you're this on a natural high, on a source high, on a God high, you're having that kundalini type of energy. All right. I feel like this is also being able to retain certain energies, and you're about to pretty much channel all of that energy. You're about to harvest all of that kundalini energy, and something beautiful is coming from it. I just want to let you know. You're beautiful. There it is, the sun and the moon again. You have family here. Omo. Is it Omo? I hope it's Omo, because I've been butchering these words for a minute. Let me find out. Yeah. What you mean? I'm hearing a lot of songs. I'm seeing someone turn music on and they dancing. Somebody in the car right now getting crunk while they driving, and they're just like, yep. So this season is about to be nothing but hype season. Spirit finna be hyping you up. All right, because nobody can humble somebody that's already humble. All right. The only person that can humble you, Taurus, is God. The only person that can humble you is the universe. And this is why you have been heavily tested, heavily tried, and heavily measured. So you fit for the position. You're more than equipped. This is going to be an amazing Amazing transition. Okay, so let's see here with family. Transcending. I told you you have you're singing a new song. Okay, and then we have birds here. You may like the song Blackbird. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Something about birds is very significant. Birds are drawn to you. Your voice is like a songbird. I said songbird. Okay, let me find this card. They want me to read family. Okay, we have family here, page 121. So you may be drawn to angel number 121 as well. All right, it says in this card, we see the next 7 generations. Wow. Reflected in a mirror that stands before a couple who holds a child in their arms. The child's spirit refracts into a multitude of future beings who have the wisdom of their ancestors. We who sit with the cards today, the couple has a look of grace and confidence, knowing that they can change the perception of the world with the proper vehicles of delivery. The mirror is wrapped in cannabis leaves and flowers to showcase how this guide works through lifetimes. Crystals line the bottom of the mirror, and we see the fruition of the future self card. The sun and the moon are carved into the frame to showcase how the future will be full of light, yet will still have some dark days, only illuminated by the moon. Omo appears when the subject of family comes up and reminds you that we are all born with a family. They may not be exactly who we wanted, but they are who we need to evolve from this human experience. Deep, deep. Taurus, I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. If you are drawn to the playground side of this channel, over there we will be doing more pick a piles, pick a cards. All of those readings are intended to help you interact with your intuition, help strengthen that connection and that relationship with your spirit guides, and create a challenge, because y'all are masters and you deserve nothing less than mastery and excellence on your journey. And we're going to step up to the plate to match this energy. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, Taurus.